In a world where chaos seems to rule the roost and events unfold as if at the whim of blind fate, a legitimate question arises. Is everything really as random and meaningless as it seems at first glance? Many, gripped by a sense of powerlessness in the face of the world's problems, feel that they are only passive observers in the theater of life. But what if there is something more behind the shroud of chance? Some hidden pattern that links cause and effect together. Instead of writing everything off to blind chance, it is worth considering whether the roots of the world's troubles are not the consequence of the violation of some fundamental laws that govern the very fabric of reality. These invisible threads that permeate all of existence direct the course of events, like a cosmic conductor setting the rhythm of the tides. Understanding and following these laws may be the key to finding clarity in the midst of chaos. This is not an attempt to bend the universe to your will, but rather an invitation to harmonious coexistence with it, to weave your life into the symphony of the universe. And this is where the fun begins. What are these laws, and how can we learn to live in accordance with them? The answers to these questions can change the way you view the world and your place in it. Don't miss the opportunity to learn more. Far from being the result of blind chance, the present situation of humanity is the direct result of decisions and actions taken in relation to fundamental principles of being. In the hustle and bustle of the world around us, it is necessary to realize an immutable truth. Much of the problem is caused by a lack of foresight and a blurring of the boundaries between good and evil. Civilization, by design, is supposed to serve as a guide to progress and as an instrument for the all-round development of humankind. However, in the pursuit of ambition and fierce competition, people often overshadow the fundamental principles of personal integrity. Individuals are often overly concerned with personal gain, focusing on the relentless pursuit of success, which overshadows the larger perspective of the common good. Humankind seems to have forgotten that the true legacy of civilization lies not in material achievements, but in the ability to care for each individual and create an enabling environment for his or her development. Thus, the way to realize one's own identity is through the revival of the spirit of personal integrity, which will make it possible to regain lost reference points and direct efforts towards the creation of a just and prosperous society. Awareness of our interconnectedness and joining forces to achieve a lofty goal are the true hallmarks of a civilization that thrives on the well-being of all. By weaving the threads of personal aspirations into the fabric of a harmonious society, humankind comes closer to understanding not only its own essence, but also that of the world around it. In these troubled times, the question of the purpose of our existence naturally arises. What is our mission in this complex and contradictory world? This question has occupied the minds of thinkers, scientists, and seekers of truth for centuries, each of whom has contributed to the grand symphony of human cognition. Some find solace in the idea of an afterlife, a realm where earthly burdens dissolve into nothingness. However, delving deeper into the study of knowledge and reflection, a different picture emerges. It suggests that existence is not a fleeting moment, but an eternal journey filled with growth and learning. This view calls us to take responsibility for our decisions and actions, for they permeate the passage of time, leaving an indelible imprint on the fabric of reality itself. The author encourages each of us to embark on a path of moral self-improvement and personal development, forging our lives in the forge of conscious decisions. In this exciting journey, we find the very threads of purpose that run through the core of our being. Fear, that sinister phantom that can haunt even the bravest, is often born from the darkness of the unknowable. Its insidious outgrowths encompass the mind, causing anxiety and doubt. But what if fear in all its terrifying majesty is nothing but a misinterpreted force, a deceptive mirage? The very thought of the absence of fear in the natural order of the world defies conventional perception. It prompts a rethinking of the origins of this powerful emotion. Reduced to its essence, fear seems to arise from a web of misunderstandings, a tangle of lies that shrouds the world in shadows. It draws its strength from stories of malevolent entities and unseen enemies conspiring against humanity. But when we take a journey inside ourselves, looking into the mirror of introspection, we discover the key to freeing ourselves from the shackles that hold us captive to fear. It is about accepting personal responsibility for our mistakes, refusing to place blame on external circumstances. By looking inward, one gains freedom and escapes the vicious circle of negativity fueled by fear. Let's imagine a certain all-encompassing force underlying the universe. It can be compared to a magnificent tapestry, where individual elements and manifestations are just threads skillfully woven into a whole. This force, be it God, life, or universal intelligence, is the foundation upon which the grand picture of reality unfolds. In this vast panorama, each thread has its own unique value, contributing to the overall harmony. However, as we enter this world, our perception is clouded. We are not born with the full awareness of the unity that binds all things together. On the contrary, we are faced with the challenge of gradually expanding our consciousness by climbing the ladder of virtue through personal decisions and actions. The world, which is astonishingly multifaceted and mysterious, appears as a kind of academy, where the relentless pursuit of excellence becomes the compass on the path of self-discovery. This path requires us to adopt strict rules aimed at purifying our deepest essence, from a carefully planned diet to physical exercises that transform our bodies. In this gradual process of letting go of all unnecessary things, we steadily approach the core of our being, shedding light on the mysteries that shroud our perception. Let's imagine a cleansing process that goes far beyond physical detoxification. It is a journey into the depths of ourself through emotional storms, intellectual pursuits, and physical challenges. In the past, this process was reflected in strict dietary prescriptions and physical practices aimed at achieving inner balance. Purification at its core is not just a formal ritual, but a profound transformation that brings us closer to the harmony of universal laws. It invites us to create a vessel that resonates with the rhythms of the universe, a vessel that can accommodate the wisdom born from the harmonious dance of life. As we embark on this fascinating journey, humanity is listening to the echo of wisdom from the depths of the ages. Ancient thinkers emphasize the need to align one's actions with the overarching design and higher will reigning in the universe. In this process of spiritual purification and self-improvement, people create a complex fabric of moral and ethical behavior, inspired by examples from the rich history of humankind. From ancient codes of law, such as the famous Code of Hammurabi, to the immutable principles embedded in the very nature of existence, humanity has found a path that leads to harmony in society and the full realization of its potential. Laws, regardless of their origin, whether the result of human creativity or revelation from the cosmos, play a crucial role in shaping the reality in which humankind exists. Looking into the past, people are confronted with the Code of Hammurabi, widely believed to have been given to the great king from above. This code, reflecting the eternal laws governing the universe, provides compelling evidence of the correspondence between the laws established by humans and the underlying rhythms of the universe. In this complex interplay between temporal and eternal laws, the fundamental truth that defines human existence is revealed. In the vast expanse of the universe, where wisdom and goodness merge into one, rises the figure of the eternal lawgiver, the creator of all things. Following this supreme truth, honoring the laws that govern the natural world, opens the gateway to peace and genuine joy. On the contrary, sinking into the abyss of lies and ignorance inevitably leads to suffering and disappointment. But even in the shadow of human delusion, there is a glimmering ray of hope. Ignorance itself, the source of negativity and discord, can be transformed, like an alchemical miracle, into wisdom and all-embracing love. The future of our planet seems to depend on those who have the courage to correct the mistakes of bygone days, who seek to harmonize their actions with the eternal principles that define the harmony of the cosmos. Human history is replete with examples of the quest for power and control over others, attempts doomed to failure. Yet, amidst this relentless pursuit of supremacy, there is an immutable truth. The laws of nature are unshakable and beyond the whims of mortals. Regardless of the grandeur of the designs and the scale of the conquests, the divine laws governing the universe remain the unshakable pillars that determine the course of events. The very fabric of existence reveals true greatness, which does not consist in subduing others, but in curbing one's own nature. The grand design, the intricate web woven by the threads of fate, is a world where incorruptibility triumphs, where false ideals crumble under the pressure of truth, and where sincerity reigns supreme. This inspiring omen encourages each of us to remain true to ourselves, to brave the turbulent waves of life, maintaining an unbreakable connection to the original reality that unites all things.